Okay, we're going to factorise expressions two ways. One is faster than the other, but you choose the method that works for you and makes the most sense to you. And you may find you start with the slow one and you move over to the faster one later when you get smoother at it. So the quick way is to look for a factor that is common to both terms. And in this case, it is 4h. We'll talk about how you get that if you can't see it in a second. So the largest numerical factor of 40 and 28, highest common factor, is 4. And when we look at the letters, the pronumerals, h is common to both. Left inside, when we think of our distributive law, 4h by what would give me 40h, and I'd need to multiply by 10. 4h by what would give me 28hi, and it would be a 7. 4 7s are 28. I've already got my h covered, I'd need my I. Now that's the fast way. If it's uncomfortable and you can't see why things are happening the way they are, you might try a Venn diagram and factor tree. So if this is helpful, this is another way to go. I create a factor tree for both my terms, 40h and 28hi. And we did factor trees back with fractions. 40 and h is just a number, it's just a factor. 40 becomes 20 and 2, circling all my primes or numbers I can't keep factorising. Again, 2 and 10, and 5 and 2. There we go. Over here, 28hi, I've got a little triple tree there. I've got 28h and I all multiplied together, and I can continue to break down the 28 into 4 and 7, 2 and 2. Our next step, whenever we're working out highest common factors, lowest common multiples, is to get that Venn diagram going with a nice big overlapping centre. So in the centre, we're looking for factors that are common to both terms. I can see a h and a h. So h is common to both. That's why it belongs in both circles. Put it in the overlap. I can see a 2, another 2, and then I think that's all. Yeah, I've got a 5 and a 2 left over here, and a 7 and an I left over there. So nothing that else that's in common. So I'll take those remaining factors, 5 and 2. Remember, they're all multiplied. And over here, 7 and I. So now I've got all my factors taken care of in my Venn diagram. That seems like a lot of work, but now you're at the point where you can very quickly write out your factoring because you've just found all the factors to both expressions. The factor that goes out the front is the factor that is common to both, and that's it right here. 2 by 2 is 4 and h. For the 40h term, we would have 5 by 2 is 10. For the 28hi term, what's left inside the brackets is 7i. It was originally addition, it's still addition. And so that you can see we've achieved the same answer. We're checking, we know we're okay. So you can choose either the short way if you're able to find that highest common factor quickly yourself, or if you can't find it or you're not sure, get the factors, put it into a Venn diagram, and the inside of your Venn diagram becomes the common factor at the front, and what's left over in both circles becomes the leftover factors that sit inside the bracket of your factorising.